Every so often something comes along that reminds us that smaller can still be extraordinary, and that's exactly what Sony has done with this, the RX1R III. It's a long time since the RX1 series appeared, 2015 to be exact, which is practically a lifetime in camera terms. But this new model doesn't just update or refresh, it feels like a proper rebirth of one of Sony's more interesting cameras. At the centre of the RX1R III is the same 61 megapixel full frame sensor that you find inside of Sony's A7R V. Yes, that's the exact same sensor packed into something that you can slip into your coat pocket, and immediately sets the camera apart from almost everything else in the compact space. The resolution it delivers is phenomenal, fine textures, subtle tonal shifts and the tiniest details in a scene, and it renders them with precision. For landscape photographers, street shooters or anyone who values maximum detail in the smallest form factor, this camera is an absolute dream. But it's not just about raw pixels, as the Mark III also has the BIONZ XR processor and Sony's AI unit, making it more intelligent in how it interprets a scene. Autofocus faster and smarter, subject detection is sharper, and real-time tracking feels more confident than ever. In short, it's a compact camera that rarely misses a beat. Sony has stuck with the same choice of lens, a fixed 35mm f2 ZEISS. Some may have expected something new, but honestly this was the best decision. The 35mm focal length is timeless, as it's wide enough for landscapes and street photography, but is still intimate enough for portraits and documentary work. The lens itself has been refined to handle the demands of that huge resolution. Wide open, it's sharp. Colours are rich, contrast is excellent, and the distortion is minimal. And that f2 aperture means that you can shoot in low light or enjoy a natural creamy separation between a subject and its background. We also have the option to click the focus, allowing for a far closer limited range, perfect for macro moments. Traditionally, the RX1 line hasn't been a go-to for video, but the Mark III changes that conversation. It now records 4K at 30p in 10-bit 422, all internally. This gives you far more flexibility when grading footage, and for creators, it suddenly makes this camera a serious option as a small filmmaking tool. There's Full HD at 120p for slow motion, a microphone input, USB-C and HDMI out, all in this tiny body. And when you add Sony's colour science and creative looks borrowed from their Alpha and Cinema lineup, you've got a compact which can double as a discrete B-roll camera or even a primary tool for short-form content. Composing your shots feels easy thanks to the built-in OLED EVF, which is crisp, responsive and bright. Included in the box is an extended eye cup that simply screws on, which I've been using today and find to be pretty comfortable. But if you want the RX to be as slim as possible, you can happily shoot without it. The rear 3-inch touchscreen is also bright and makes navigating your menu choices a breeze. Something I truly miss though is its ability to tilt, which was available on the predecessor. Maybe it's just that I've got used to this feature on other cameras, but it's definitely something that I naturally go to whilst out shooting. So those lower ground shots and discrete street moments are a little trickier to compose, so do bear that in mind. Sony has also reworked the ergonomics, as the grip has been slightly reshaped to be more comfortable and the dials are more positive when changing settings. Yet the whole camera still manages to keep that minimalist compact look that makes it so desirable. One of the most significant upgrades for long-time RX1 users is the improved battery life, thanks in part to the more efficient power management and a large capacity MP-FW50 battery. This may not seem revolutionary, but given how compact this camera remains, it's a genuinely meaningful improvement, letting you head out and shoot for the day. For a camera in this day and age, connectivity obviously matters too. There's both Wi-Fi and Bluetooth, and we have a single UHS 2 card slot and a USB-C port for fast transfer of your files and recharging your battery. Thanks to this, you don't have to carry around a dedicated charger, and the HDMI output and the mic input clearly shows that Sony's thought about today's hybrid shooters. One of my favourite new touches is a step crop mode, which you can easily activate via the screen here on the back. This allows you to shoot at 35, 50 or 70mm, giving you some of the most popular focal lengths right at your fingertips. Now, bear in mind that this is cropping in on your sensor, but because you're starting with such a resolution, at 50mm you're working with around 29 megapixels, and at 70 it's 15. Both of these are more than enough and give the Mark III a little more versatility whilst out in the field. The Sony RX1R III is definitely not a camera for everyone, but that's exactly what makes it special. It doesn't try to compete with interchangeable lens systems, and it doesn't flood you with too many choices. Instead, it gives you a singular vision with a world-class full-frame sensor paired with a really sharp classic lens in a body that's small enough to take almost anywhere. It doesn't feel like just a long-awaited update, it feels more like a modern classic in the making. Thanks for watching, and don't forget to hit subscribe, ring that bell to get notifications on all our latest content, and if you'd like any more information, please check out the link below or pop into your local London Camera Exchange.